I wanted to take a brief intermission from the in-game stuff to talk a little bit about Redstone circuits and the wiki page that we have here. Now, the wiki has a lot of information on the various types of logic gates. So, for example, here's the NOT gate. So it'll have descriptions of what exactly it does, truth tables that show you the various types of output based on the input, and it also has these great redstone diagrams. Now, when I first started kind of looking into redstone, I really had not had any experience with circuit diagrams, and so I was pretty mystified by these when I started out. But after kind of playing around with things, I've discovered they're really pretty straightforward. You just sort of have to know exactly what you're looking at. And so all of these diagrams are built in a program which is our Redstone simulator right here. And this is a great program. It allows us to build redstone circuits right in it, so we don't have to spend in-game resources on it. So, for example, let's just go ahead and build an AND gate right here. So in the Redstone simulator, anytime you see a yellow square, just like that, that stands for a block. Now, alternatively, we can also have a block with a torch on it, which looks like this. So we've got a circle inside of a yellow square, and you can kind of imagine that we're looking down on the redstone circuit from sort of a bird's eye view here, so that's why it kind of looks like that. But for an AND gate, we need two blocks with a redstone torch on top of it, just like this. And then in the center, we need a block with a redstone wire on top of it. Then the final part of the AND gate is just a torch on front of the center block. And so we've chosen our standalone torch here. The white background just refers to just a standalone torch without a block attached to it. So here we've stuck a torch on the front of our block with the redstone wire going across, and you can even see that it has attached itself just like it would in game. So from here we can just choose the redstone wire icon, which is the white background with the red cross in the middle. And we could say run a wire out from the front of our redstone torch here on the front of our AND gate, and then say plug it into another block with a torch on top of it. So from here we can just run some inputs into our circuit. And in this case, I'm just going to stick a torch on one of the ends, so this will just constantly provide power to our redstone circuit. And on the other side, I'm going to stick a button, just like we would have in game. Now, one thing that this program does not have is a lever that will give you a constant on state, and that's because it's really designed for kind of more interactive circuits that use buttons rather than a lever that you can just kind of turn on and have it permanently on. So in place of a lever, you can just stick a standalone torch on the ground and then remove it when you don't want power going to that circuit. Now, one thing you may have noticed is that this is interactively changing as we supply or remove power from the circuit. And the same with our button right here. If I press the button, it'll behave just like it does in game. So we can see here we have a torch that's providing a constant stream of power, and then when I press the button, that meets the conditions of our AND gate, and it will send out an active output that will ultimately turn off our torch here. So just like that. Now if I remove this torch, just like an AND gate would normally do, we no longer have power going to one input, so when I press the button, we no longer are getting an active output from our AND gate. So certainly with the more complex circuits, it can be pretty difficult to kind of get a handle on exactly what's going on if you're building everything in-game. So this can be a quick and easy way to kind of test out more complex circuits and really build the individual components and get a hand on things before you spend a lot of time and in-game resources building it in-game. Now, the one final thing I kind of wanted to point out is, for example, if we look at, say, the implies gate right here. So design B on the implies gate. Now, one thing you may notice about this is we have this sort of grayed out block right here. And what that corresponds to, we'll take a look at it in game, is a block that's over a redstone wire. So here we have a simple little setup here. Let's see, let's take a look at our diagram again. So we've got 3 blocks lined up just like that, and then a input here and an input here, and then our output on the far end. So let's see how we want to do this. So here's our 2 inputs, just like that. And one thing you can see immediately is that our redstone wire has joined up right there. Now, if we look back at our diagram, this redstone wire is not connected to our B input. So that's where the block above the other block comes in. If I stick a block on top of this, you can see it's immediately kind of chopped off our connection between the redstone wire. And that's because redstone wire cannot travel through joined up blocks like this, a diagonal right there. But anyway, we can go ahead and, actually I think I may have done this a little wrong. Oh, no, never mind. So we can stick a redstone wire on top, and then our output would just branch directly off of this, go down here, and so we can say, okay, there's our output. So now if we wanted to hook up, say, buttons to this, we could come right off one side here for our B input, and our A input, let's just go right off the side like this. So now if I stick a button on either side here, we can see, let's press. You can see if I press the input right over here, it is changing the state of our torch. So this is a working implies gate. And that is only possible with this block that's above the redstone wire. If I remove that block, you can see things join up, and now our button press doesn't do anything. This circuit is basically broken. But as soon as I stick that block back, it fixes things. So that's basically what this grayed out block is saying. It's a situation like this, where we have a block above a redstone wire that's kind of preventing 2 pieces of redstone from joining up. So that is basically all I have to say about this. We will spend a lot of time building our track switcher and kind of discussing the logic based on a redstone diagram. So I thought it was a good idea to kind of make sure people knew what exactly we were talking about here. So hopefully people will find this useful. And the next video we are going to really start building stuff, and we will get right into the 4-track changing station.